Bienvenido, damas y caballeros. Welcome back to Freeform Radio on that Freeform Network. Remember to follow us on Facebook and X at Freeform Network. Send in those questions and suggestions, ffnquestions at gmail.com. But again, this is Freeform Radio. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Daniel. With me today is Andy.
It's all good, Andy. I'm glad everybody's back, and let's get this rolling, man.
Heck yeah. And we got Noel.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you again for joining us for another one.
Heck yeah, man. I'm glad we were all able to get together. Sometimes scheduling is a little tough, but we got it going this week, and we're all together to chat it up and see what's going on for our weeks. And let's start it off with Andy. I noticed this on Facebook this morning when I was looking at my feed because I follow the White Sox. But fill us in on the Bananas team being at right field.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much you know about the Savannah Bananas. Um, so I was hearing that they're at the rate this weekend, Friday and Saturday. And usually, I mean, I've seen videos of it. I've seen a couple innings on like ESPN, and I think they're like on Max or TNT or something once in a while. They go around traveling, playing at major league stadiums, football stadiums, and they do all this craziness with baseball, like skits and dancing and crazy plays. But what caught my eye, they were playing at guaranteed rate this weekend. And first of all, both games were sold out. They sold out immediately. Tickets on the resale market are like through the roof. People are paying like $600-800. The other thing is, they had multiple White Sox players from the World Series year 2005. They had Pierzynski, they had Konerko, they had Mark Buehrle, they had Ozzie Guillen. So they're doing a lot of things. Just to me, the shock that a team from the South can outdraw the White Sox on the weekend was kind of shocking. And then they market. I mean, I really didn't know anything about it that they were in Chicago until Friday night. I saw it was kind of trending, or people were talking about in the Twitter X verse on Chicago sports, and I don't know. It was pretty cool, I thought, but yeah, I think they really hit it up with the. I think they had a good gimmick with the 2005 players being on there, and they had a good turnout. Just interesting. I was kind of shocked to hear that they were sold out. I mean, I don't know how much you guys know about it or you know of them. How much do you know about them?
Yeah, for me, like I mentioned, I follow the White Sox, so I noticed they were on there. And to be honest, I didn't know that it was the Savannah Bananas. I thought they were like a local team here originally. But yes, I've seen them. They're like kind of like a Harlem Globetrotters for
Mm-hmm.
baseball. Kind of like just playing around and not really playing baseball per se, more like just goofing around with the sport. They do play baseball, but yeah, it's more about the showmanship of them. But yeah, it was very interesting. I did see some pictures of AJ and Burley out there, and then Konerko batting. So
You
yeah, it
got a
was.
ground out. That's
Oh,
funny.
yeah, I didn't see any of the game. This totally missed me. I didn't even know about it. Otherwise, I would have tried to tune in and maybe caught a little bit. I might have to check the highlights after this podcast and check it out. But yeah, it's really interesting. I'm glad they stopped by the White Sox. But yeah, like I mentioned, to be honest, I thought this Bananas team was that Rosemont dog team or something for some reason. I don't know why I thought they
No,
were
they're
like a local team or something.
no, they started from the South. They're like baseball can be boring. We're just making it fun. That's the owner's motto. But Noel, have you heard about them or any interest or anything?
I haven't heard about this team. I just Googled it right now because I was curious. And it says they're from Savannah, Georgia, and they're known for circus-like approach to the sport and their own version of banana ball. So that's interesting. But it sounds like they just want to play the game quicker. So it's almost like well, I've been to a couple Sox games. Like Mark Buehrle, he was very quick at pitching, so some of his games would be quicker than others.
Yeah, I mean, with the pitching clock, the game goes faster. Yeah, I think one of the models or something, they try to keep the games under 2 hours. I did read that somewhere. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's cool. I know there's like a waiting list. I know the secondary, like the resale, people are just making a ton of a killing on it. And I thought something like in a market of Chicago, I think it would do okay, but I didn't think they would sell out 2 games in a row. The owner already said that the, the they had a great reception. The fans were awesome. He's really eager to try to play next year at Wrigley Field. So we'll see what happens. Let us know if you guys been to their um, at ffnquestions@gmail.com if you guys had fun. The only knock I saw was that the people at a sold out guaranteed rate, the operations, they were really pushed to the limit and there was some wait times on certain things. That's the only thing I read. So I mean, it's a good problem to have, but like, how baseball is on the South Side, they usually don't have a lot of sellouts, but when they do have a big crowd, usually they're able to handle it, but we'll see.
You
Uh,
think they'll ever move the Sox to somewhere else outside of the South Side?
uh, I thought, I don't think so. I mean, they're locked in. I know they're trying to, Reinsdorf was trying to get a new stadium, but I think there's a new investment group that put a lot of money into the Sox this year, this other family, and they're saying that when the team is up for sale, they're going to have the first crack at it. And we'll see, man. I don't know what their intentions are. And I don't think they'll move. I mean, with Reinsdorf, he always threatened to move, but he never left. So now, with him being in his late 80s, we'll see what happens. I don't think the new ownership group is gonna. Well, you never know, dude. Like the Bears are moving to the suburbs. The Sox always talking about they're going to Tennessee or Florida. That never happened. Um, Maybe I don't know if they leave. If they're moving, they're leaving the state. I don't think they're going to stay in Chicago.
Yeah, for sure. I think if they are leaving, they're probably heading out state.
Yeah, the an organization that's been in Chicago for over 100 years. So like everything in Chicago, everybody leaves. They all go to the suburbs, but even the state to do business in the state's getting kind of rough. So, um, yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, they never leave, or at least in my lifetime. So, the other thing I wanted to talk about real quick, I did some, uh, I had some remodeling done at the house. I would have to say this remodel, I've done a couple big ones. This one wasn't as big as Pretty Bad. Um, and I think we're done remodeling for a while. So just a heads up, man. When you hire somebody, get some references and get some pictures of their work. This guy, he was a younger kid. He was him and I think a couple guys. And I want to call it I think his biggest issue, pricing was decent. It was the cheapest out of all the bids we got, but his big issue was communication. And I had to step in at the end because my wife was getting very frustrated with him, and I had to step in just to get this shit wrapped up, and it took a lot longer than he said. So, but overall, we're okay with how the final thing came out. A couple things we had to negotiate down, but other than that, everything came out decent. So, word advice: get do your research.
So how many quotes did you end up getting when you did it?
We got like one, two, we got 3 quotes. The other 2 guys were like the same price. This guy came in about 1,000 less, but he was younger, and he did show us a couple things with his work, and he seemed professional. He had a contract and everything. It's just first of all, he did. The one issue we had was the hardwood flooring. He did and the initial job was real. It wasn't the best, and we let him know, and he was kind of being like, "Whoa, like it is what it is." Like, nah, this is not right. So he got somebody else to do it. It prolonged the project, and it came out better. We like it now, but his whole process through that was his communication was just sucked. He didn't. He never picked up the phone. You would text him, he wouldn't respond. He would just text you in the morning like what he was gonna do. And if you didn't get that text in the morning, it was just like a crapshoot if he was gonna do what he said he was gonna do, even at the end. So I'm just like, what the fuck, you know? So yeah, that was the whole process, communication. It sucked big time.
N-
Um,
Now, do you
but
think it's just that because he's young? This
I
is
don't
his
know.
side
Yeah, I mean, he was
hustle. Is
young.
he that
Like,
really that busy? I mean, why wouldn't he get back to you? I would think he'd want
I
a
just,
good
I don't know.
interaction, right?
Yeah, it wasn't the best. Like I said, the whole communication thing sucked. That was his biggest downfall. And he was trying to tell me at the end, like, if you want us to do other work, call me and give me better rate. I'm like, nah, dude, good luck to you. You know, I didn't tell him we're not gonna use you, but like we'll let you know, but good luck. Like basically, I don't want to see you again, so leave. And then that was it. And just yeah, do your homework. I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it is tough to find a good deal nowadays with pricing going up. Everything is so expensive.
It's
So I get what you're saying. You want to shop around, and sometimes you go with the lowest price, and sometimes you get what you pay for, but sometimes
hmm
you hit that gold. How did Oscar used to say it?
the diamond
The
in the rough.
the diamond in the rough. But yeah, sometimes you get what you pay for, and it's kind of
It's just
rough.
reliability, dude. Like you got to be
Right.
reliable, and he wasn't. And I told my wife like he's doing okay. If the problem is he doesn't communicate, and when you leave things unknown, that's when problems start because you're not saying what the fuck is going on. He was just reacting to everything. He wasn't planning until you told him. So it is what it is. But
Yeah, that is kind of rough. But now you're happy. You're saying?
I mean, it came out decent. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, we like it. I liked how it came out, but we like it. So that at the end, my wife likes it. That's all that matters.
And you were getting the floors done, you had said?
We got um, we had the hardwood floors restained and made them darker, and then we put new flooring in the kitchen, in the walkway, in the half bathroom, in the laundry area. Um, we replaced all the tile with like new vinyl flooring,
Okay.
and we got like high quality stuff, so we should be good to go. It's just a little slippery, and we'll see. Like I said, it was we were already talking about it, and then my wife's like, we should really get it done before school starts. So we started getting bids in like middle July, and then like I said, we got multiple bids, and then it just went from there. We picked she liked this guy somewhat, and we gave him a chance, and it was just and he was he came in with the lowest bid, and like I said, it was okay. The laminate or the vinyl flooring was, that's the easy one. The staining of the hardwood, like that first attempt, was just like it was not good. Uh, it was just not good, like not professional. It's like if I did it, okay, that would have been acceptable, but I'm not. I didn't do it, and I'm paying someone to do it. This is not what I want. And someone who said it was capable of doing it, yeah, this is shitty. And then that's why he sent somebody else. And that guy knew what he was doing. He kind of told me like, yeah, I was trying to save some money and do it myself, and it didn't come out his best. So I'm like, yeah, well, I hear you, but this, I go, you wouldn't want this in your house, right? And that's when he was just like, yeah, like there you go. So why, if I'm paying you, why are we gonna accept this? So he did what he made it right, and the quality is a lot better than he initially did.
Nice.
So
And
it was
and you and you've done a few home repair remodels, not only to this house but to the other one. Do you typically go with the cheapest, or do you go with your gut feeling telling you this is the right guy?
the first remodel that was recommended by an in-law, and I think they were pretty decent, and the price was right, and they did a lot. But we were on our honeymoon when all that was going on. We didn't deal with it too much. My father-in-law was dealing with it because he had a relationship with that person. This one at this new house, everything was pretty smooth. We didn't move in. They had a month to do all the shit that we wanted, and they did a pretty good job minus the tile. That's the whole fucking nightmare on that side, and that's why we replaced that into the flooring that we have now. And again, this guy was the flooring was easy, just the fucking the sanding and the hardwood staining and all that. That's where he ran into a lot of issues, and
I'm
it
sure.
prolonged the project like another week. Like, because he in his contract he had it, he was supposed to be done this day. It didn't get done till like a week later.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, I'm
that
sure
was a
it's a
whole problem
relief
with
that it's
that.
all done, right?
What was that?
I'm sure it's a relief that you're
Yeah, it's
finally
done,
done.
dude. We could go, but
Yeah.
we could use our kitchen and our family room and all that other crap. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, like I said, it was the quality's there. It's just the whole process. Um, but let's change it up, man. Noel's been chilling. He watched Dexter Original Sin. I guess that's the new season of Dexter. I know you guys love Dexter. Never really got into him. Um, what's going on with Dexter, Noel?
Yeah, man. So this came out actually in 2024, so I'm a little late to it, but I heard good things about it. Saul, he watched Dexter, and Daniel, I think you watched Dexter as well, right?
Heck yeah, man. Dexter's a great show. I'm actually, it's not on my talking things, but I'm rewatching it right now. I'm like in season 4, I think.
Nice, man. Yeah, I was rewatching the Blu-rays for a minute, and then I was like, oh, let me just get the original Sin, and I ended up picking up New Blood as well. That was the sequel. I have everything on Blu-ray right now. And I'm gonna be watching the new sequel that just came out. It's a couple episodes in already, like 7 or 8 episodes in. But anyway, for Original Sin, it's a prequel to the actual story to Dexter. And so you in this season, it's about 10 episodes, almost about an hour each episode. So you get a good, solid, like extra information on how Dexter became who he is. You get to see his mother, you get to see his brother, and like how they were as kids and what happened. And then it fast forwards to present day. Well, present day being that it's still the prequel to the show, but it's closer to the time period of the original show. And Dexter, he's becoming an agent, or what would you call it, a forensics analyst for the police department, Miami Metro. And you see, his stepfather, or whatever you want to call it, foster father, Harry Morgan, teach him the code and how he comes up with the code. And you could see, it's really cool because you could see like this building. It's more like a vigilante in this season than any of the other ones, because in the other ones, the way they set it up is it made it seem like he's just like disturbed, or he has like some kind of mental thing going on. But in this one, it kind of makes it seem like you root for him, like you want him to take out these bad people because they're slipping through the cracks. The justice system is not working, and Dexter and Harry, they're like, yeah, you got to handle it. You got to do what you do. And so, and little by little, he refines his process, and so you get more details on how the mistakes he made. Because even in the original show, he'll say how he evolved his strategy, how he started using plastic and doing all sorts of different things to make it easier for him to kill these people. And so you see, where he made mistakes in the original Sin series, and it's just really good, man. I really liked it. Right now, it's got an 8.2 out of 10. That's 45,000 votes. So that's a pretty solid and like good score to have on there. The acting, very good, and I was surprised. I thought it was gonna be just a cash grab. I'm like, they're just trying to, milk it for all it's worth. But it actually is entertaining. It's got good acting, good dialogue, good twists, and they got new characters that you didn't know existed that they didn't exist in the original show. But it's going to show you like why they didn't exist in the original show. And I'm not going to spoil anything. I want you guys to watch it if you do, and be going organically as much as you can at least. But I will let you know some of the actors they got to play the characters from the original show, like Detective Batista, LaGuardia, the people that they got even for Harry Morgan, Deborah Morgan, like all these major characters in the original show, they did really well in casting. I was pleasantly surprised. I really thought they were gonna fumble on that. I'm like, it's not gonna feel the same, but it really did feel the same. It felt like I was watching younger versions of the people from Dexter, and it just made me immerse in it. And because I like Dexter so much, the show, I really like this new show, Original Sin. Highly recommend it. If you like Dexter, you're gonna like this. And season one has already been done since December. Actually, no, sorry, scratch that. Since February of this year, it wrapped up the first season, and season two, I believe, is coming out possibly in a year or so. Hopefully, not too long, but it's not yet announced what year. But yeah, I mean, are you gonna watch this, Daniel?
Yeah, I do plan. The only problems, I don't have Showtime, and I know this you have to have Paramount Plus Showtime. So I do plan on watching, and that's why we started rewatching Dexter. And yeah, like you mentioned, there's a few follow-up Dexter shows. The next one after I think was New Blood, and that one I did watch, and that one was pretty good. But yeah, Original Sin looked very intriguing with the young characters. I wanted to check out and see if Masuka was a pervert in his
Yeah.
younger days. so,
Oh,
so
he
yeah,
is.
I definitely wanted to watch the show. And then this new one that just came out just a couple weeks ago, Resurrection. I don't know, man. I'm seeing the trailers and I'm not really too excited. I hope it does good because I like Dexter the show, but I just don't have a good feeling about this Resurrection new show. Um, to be honest, I don't want to spoil it, but I'm hoping it's all a dream sequence, and at the end, it doesn't have to stain my how I like the Dexter show.
Yeah, I'm actually so when the original show ended, I didn't like the original ending. I didn't like how they pretty much set everything up and it was like almost all for nothing. Like everybody went their own separate ways and I didn't like that conclusion. So when New Blood came out, I was excited to see it continue. And then when that ended, I didn't like that conclusion either. I'm like, I get it, but it's like why did it have to be like that, I guess it's hard to have a happy-go-lucky ending with this type of show the way it is. But then when I heard Resurrection, I'm like, okay, they know they have like it's a good show. It's a solid character. They know they could do more with it. So I'm excited to see what they got going. But yeah, I think I'm going in with tempered expectations to hopefully it's not bad, but we will see.
For sure.
But yeah, anyway, since you don't have Showtime, like I said, I got it on Blu-ray, so whenever you want, man, you could borrow that and check out Original Sin. But yeah, so that's one of the things I've been watching recently. Actually been watching a lot of stuff recently. Just been, getting movies here left and right. And I found 28 years later, on my list, and I decided to knock it out. So I checked out 28 years later. Have you guys ever seen the original movie 28 Days Later? It's like a zombie movie.
Is that the one, the 28 days they're in, it's like a nurse in London or something?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
remember it vaguely. I knew they made a sequel, but that's been out for a while, right?
That was 28 weeks later, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's like
okay.
two sequels or something, right?
Right. So that there's days later, weeks later, and now we got years later.
Mm.
Um, and so yeah, this one came out 2025 this year. It's got Aaron Taylor Johnson. He was in Kick-Ass. He was in Craven. He's been in a bunch of stuff. Bullet Train. So he's a relatively rising star, I guess you could say. It's got Ralph Fiennes in it. It's got some recognizable actors you'll recognize in the movie. I would say it's a pretty decent movie. Right now it's got a 6.8 out of 10 with 109,000 votes. So it's, right around that 7 range. And that's kind of what I would give it. I wouldn't say it's a bad movie at all. I actually found it pretty interesting. It evolves the creatures that existed in the original movie. So it's a rage virus for those that don't know, a little backstory about it. There's a rage virus that in 28 days later is made in a lab, kind of like some, corona type stuff. But it ends up getting loose. It's originally came from a monkey, and then somebody was, trying to free the monkeys. They broke into this lab and they're trying to free them, and like, you know, it's one of those PETA type things, and then they get infected and they spread it, and then the whole freaking world is pretty much doomed. And so this rage virus over the years, so 28 years later, those creatures evolved. They ended up actually being able to procreate too in a weird way. It was it's interesting. I don't want to spoil anything, but there's like evolution to it. So they don't just remain the same. Some of them start becoming wiser, like intelligent enough to be able to track people and strategize how to kill people, and it's just interesting. So they did, do a little more with it, and in this one, it has a little bit more drama to it. It's not just the horror element. I guess you could say more thriller than anything. So it's interesting. It wasn't what I was expecting, but I wasn't disappointed. They had the same director, same actor from the original 28 Days Later, and there is going to be a part two. I don't remember exactly what it's gonna be called. I think it's similar, like it's gonna be 28 years later, but something else. Anyway, that should be coming out in the next year, I believe. So we'll see how that ends. Because there is a part two, that pretty much means this one is not the full story. So when you see it, it's gonna end in a not a cliffhanger, but it's going to leave you wondering what happens next. Like, where do we go from here, kind of thing. So, there is a need to watch the one that comes out. And so, I can't give my full review on it until that next one comes out. But for right now, I'm intrigued. Um, I think they waited too long to do it, personally, but it is what it is. And we'll be seeing, I think his name is Killian Murphy. We'll be seeing him. He was in the original 20 Days Later, and he'll be supposedly in the new one that's coming out, the sequel to 28 Years Later. So we'll see how that all plays out.
Yeah,
But
the 28 days I liked it. The 28 weeks I didn't really care for too much. So hopefully this one's a little better.
yeah, no, I agree. 28 weeks was weaker. Yeah, it didn't have that same, I guess, dread and that like realism. Um, 28 years later, one of the things I would say is like a drawback is the amount of nudity in it. It's kind of weird that a lot of the creatures, whatever you want to call them, the infected rage virus victims, they're naked, and you know it's just a lot of stuff swinging, man. It's just weird. So you see a lot of this, and I just like, who okayed that? Who said that that was the way to go? I'm like, they could have had clothes. Like, I don't really get it, but it just felt weird. But it still kind of had its moments of creepiness. There was moments of dread. Um, so it does take more after the original than 28 weeks later did. So, you might like it, but yeah, I had to give you that little disclaimer because you're going to be seeing a lot of that, unfortunately.
Nah, I ain't watching this one then, I guess. But
It, Hollywood is just keeping that trend of just continuing old shows and remaking old movies and keeping these other older franchises alive, like this one and Dexter and even the new King of the Hill. I don't know if you get a chance to saw Noel. I saw something was trending the other day. I guess Ice Cube is in a new movie of War of the
Yeah, the
Worlds.
War of Worlds. Yeah.
Like, I
Oh
don't
yeah.
even know how serious to take it, and I'm just like, the hell's going on? I didn't even hear any uh, news or hype about it, so I don't know. And I'm just thinking, like, what the hell is going on? I'm like, they're not even trying anymore. They're just rehashing old stuff.
Well, that one was during COVID movie. So they recorded it during COVID, and I guess they've been sitting on it, and they finally decided to
Jesus.
just release it. But yeah, yeah, that one looks really bad. But yeah, to me, for 28 days, instead of having all that swinging, man, do it like Incredible Hulk. When he hulks up in the TV show, he rips off his clothes, but then he turns back into Bruce Banner, and the clothes are form fitting. Because it's like, yeah, I get it. You're not Lou Ferrigno size, but I don't want your pants splitting off and you're just kind of swinging around. And then when you turn back into the Bruce Banner, everything's all just loose and there's no pants on you.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, it's one of those things, man. I don't know where they come up with these ideas, and it is annoying to see them like rehash the same old stuff and not even in a good way. It would have been different if like War of the Worlds was made again, but in a more updated and modern, cool way. Because I thought the one that Spielberg did with Tom
Tom
Cruise,
Cruise, yeah,
that wasn't bad. It was pretty
that's
good.
decent. Yeah.
The OG is the best, of course, but that was worthy of watching. I'll have to rewatch it again, actually, just to kind of see what my modern
The
mind would think.
the radio play with Orson Welles like freaked out a whole country. And then I saw Ice Cube, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, did they just dump it on some streaming thing and like caught like, because there was like no hype, no trailer, nothing,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, it was just trending, and I'm like, oh god, I hope it's not one of those like asylum movies or something.
Yeah, I think it's on Prime, right? And
Mm-hmm.
man, like I don't know what they're thinking. I hope they course correct because yeah, that some of these movies have been just lackluster, dude. And I saw the memes about Ice Cube, and they're like, yeah, he's got debt to pay or something like that, and that's why he signed up for that. But I don't know, man. And
Yeah,
but
it's
yeah,
rough with the movies lately and shows. It's getting harder and harder to get excited about anything lately.
yeah, and it's oversaturation too.
Yes.
That's part of it. So we'll see how it all plays out. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I've been watching a lot of stuff, and let's move it over to Daniel now. And looks like you're actually watching a good amount of stuff here, Daniel. Looks like it's time for football season. So fill us in, man. What's going on?
Yeah, man. Gearing up for football. There's a game today, preseason for the Bears. So I finally installed my antenna in the attic. I purchased this antenna so I can get like free cable. I was tired of paying Sling and all these other subscribing places so I can get football. So finally invested a little bit into an antenna. Nothing too crazy and expensive, but I did pay for this antenna, installed it in my attic, and now, boom, and I'm getting like almost 70 channels for free over the air, HD, all depending obviously on your signal. So some of them don't come in great, and some of them come in like money, no problems. So very excited. Of course, I purchased this thing a couple months ago, thinking, hey, I'm gonna install it during the spring time when it's kind of cool because guess what? My attic is, hot as hell during the summer and cold during the winter. So I'm thinking, yeah, I'm gonna install it during the spring. Well, I was too lazy and I didn't. So football's coming up. I'm like, I gotta install it, and it is hot, and it's been hot these last few weeks. I'm up there and I'm sweating, and more importantly, Junior's sweating because he's up there helping me, and it was rough, man. It was definitely rough. But we got the install finish, routed the new cables down to the TV, inside the walls so it could look nice. And yeah, man, I'm really excited. Took it for a test run the last game the Bears played, and it worked okay. It was on Fox 32 here, local Chicago, and it works. Channel 32 works great all week, but then on Sunday for some reason, as I'm watching the pregame, it's skipping around a little bit. It's like buffering and giving me like some pixelation, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? And so I go up into the attic and I kind of finagle it a little bit, shift it to the left, give it a few minutes, still kind of crazy. Shift it over to the right a little bit, kind of still crazy a little bit, and I finally just watch it as is. And it's funny. Alana walks over. She's got her food. I got some chicken wings, and I'm drinking a beer, just kind of watching the game. And she's just like, "Is this how you're gonna watch the game?" Because it was skipping, it was skipping around a little bit, and I like, I don't know, this antenna's acting weird. We usually watch Channel 32 without a problem. I'm watching the news in the morning, watching Family Feud when that thing comes on, or whatever else is on Fox 32, and I'm just watching it. And for whatever reason, today or the day of the game, it's like acting all weird. So we'll have to check tonight when the Bears play again, see if it's the Bears for some reason that this thing is not working right.
I
But
think it's your
otherwise,
wife.
maybe I have to get her to stand a certain way, kind of old school by the bunny ears, like don't move, stand right there because I'm getting good reception.
Were you able to move the antenna at all, like we kind of talked about, or you just left it in place? You haven't had no issues?
It does have like a tripod, so I am able to shift it around. But this antenna is kind of big, and I guess I pictured my attic being a lot bigger than what it is actually
Mm-hmm.
up there. So I only got like maybe like five good spots that I can put it. Because I got all this other stuff in the attic, I got my coolers up there. I got some camping gear, so I'm gonna have to move some stuff around if I want to try a few different spots. But yeah, after me and you spoke, I did shift it because I googled to see what is the actual angle to point to the antennas in
Mm-hmm.
downtown. And so I did move it around a little bit. And like I mentioned, man, Fox 32 usually showing straight. I don't know what the problem was for the Bears game, but I'll have to get back to you guys in the next recording and see if it shows up well.
Does your TV show the signal strength of the channel?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
But I did Google around and they said you can use like one of those digital converter boxes. And I
Mm-hmm.
do have one from back in the day that did used to give you like that little bar that would tell you green because you're over 80%, yellow because you're like 70 or 60, and then red because you're under 50 or whatever the percentages are. So I'm thinking of dusting that thing off and plugging it in just to see what my signal strength is for Fox. But yeah, if not, I can always lean back to these Trude um, searching for a streaming site, but even those are kind of wonky, and I gotta hit X to close a bunch of pop-ups, a bunch of porno sites trying to pop up, trying to go onto
There's
my
nothing wrong with
laptop,
that. Yeah.
my laptop or my iPad or whatever I'm trying to use to stream it onto the TV. So we'll have to see. I'll definitely report back. Um, Another quick thing that I want to talk about is I had a recall on a storage battery that I had. I don't know if you guys got these, but I've dealt with, even in the old house and a few times here at the new house, with power outages. And as most people, you don't anticipate to have a power outage. So Junior and Alana and me, we're looking to recharge our phones because now it's an emergency situation, and now you got to have your phones juiced up in case you need it for something. So yeah, I had invested into a battery backup that can give us like six full charges into our phones a few years back. And I actually got an email telling me that Anka, I think is the way you pronounce it, that company that makes electronic devices, they had a recall for it because I guess this thing was exploding in people's faces. So they told me, he's like, hey, stop using it. It's a recall.
Like,
But the
don't get
gate,
it too excited.
right? You start rubbing it, it just explode on you. But yeah, for whatever reason, they sent me like, hey, if you want a warranty, recall replacement, just fill out this form. So I did fill it out. I did get an email back that said that I was not eligible, that they couldn't find my order information. and I responded and I gave them a copy of like my Amazon order. I'm like, here's the order of what, that I bought it. And then finally they responded back, thank you, we got your information. And I just got the battery in. Dude, it's awesome, man. This thing is like Wi-Fi, USB-C. My old one was that micro USB. So,
Hmm.
and it's slightly bigger in capacity. So super happy. Do you buy battery backups, Noel? Do you have any?
I used to have one of those back when I had like this old school computer with like a bad power supply. You kind of needed some of that stuff, especially for like surge protection. But no, I don't have any battery backups or anything like that anymore.
Do you got these, Andy? I know they even sell like battery backups with like solar power panels and stuff.
No, I mean I know somebody at work that uses one, but I don't. Usually, I'm constantly charging my phone at work or even on the drive. Anywhere I'm driving, I do have an older phone, so if I use it, it goes the charge. It loses its charge quick. Especially last week when we were doing all the remodeling, um, our internet, the modem, we had to disconnect it because when they were working on the floor, we were hotspotting
Right.
everywhere, and my fucking phone was like red hot, and I would kept it charged, and it wouldn't pass the halfway point on the charging because my kid using the tablet, it just stayed it up. And that's when I was just like, yeah, I mean, when you were using it, yeah, but pretty much. I didn't like a new phone. It goes pretty quick, but we're at home. We always got some charging thing easily, yeah, easily available.
Nice, nice. Yeah, so Inca did me right, sent me a replacement. Haven't tested it out yet, but super happy
So
that
good
I
for
got
you
that again.
then. Did you register it or how did they know?
I'm
If they're saying
guessing
we don't got a record, how did they know to email you?
I'm guessing through Amazon because first I got an email from Amazon saying don't use this anymore. Anka's
Ah,
recalling these. And then I got an email directly from Anka, and then that's when I sent them all my Amazon information. And for whatever reason, they couldn't originally find it, but yeah, they ended up finding it, or maybe they saw maybe that's the way they deter a big portion of people that try to recall because
yeah.
they're like, it's too much hassle, forget it, I don't
Well,
want it.
the real quick, Amazon's pretty good about replacing stuff. Because there's like a lot of counterfeits. One year I did buy a gift of something for a KitchenAid mixer, a spatula thing, an attachment, and I bought it and everything. It said it was a KitchenAid one, and I get it. Everything looks good. They used it, and then I get an email like 7, 8 months later saying we think the one that you bought is it's basically they're saying it's a knockoff. We're sending you a replacement, dude. This thing I paid like $25 for it, right? They sent another one, and they're like, just throw away the old one. So I remember the person I gave it to. I'm like, this thing's actually working pretty good. I'm like, I'm not gonna get rid of it. I'm like, well, you have an extra one, so they're pretty good about stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I got an extra battery backup, Andy. If you want, I'll give it to you, but just a fair warning, these things explode in people's faces on
Nah,
occasion.
I'm good then. Yeah.
But yeah, man. Last thing I want to talk about really quick is I have an Apple Watch that I've had for a few years. It's an Apple Watch 4. I think they're up to like 10 or 12 now.
Jesus.
I'm not really sure what they're up to. And I think their presentation's coming up in a couple of weeks. I think it's usually like the first week of September where they usually release the new watch or at least display it and show it. But anyways, I got Apple Watch 4, so it is kind of old, considerably old now. It's almost going to be 10 years old. I haven't had it for that long. I bought it used, but the battery is starting to become really, really bad. Um, I usually wear it, I put it on in the morning going to work, and when I'm coming home from work, I'm usually like at 10%. So this battery is about to die on my drive home. So it kind of sucks, man, because I'd really like to wear it going to sleep so I can get some sleep data. I like to wear it to the gym so I could, get some, feedback from my gym and
Jim.
whatnot.
The fuck?
Like when I go to the gym, so when I hit the treadmill, it could give me some count my
Like once
steps.
a month visit?
Well, I have been going a little more frequently,
Oh,
Andy,
my
but
bad,
yes,
my bad.
but you're right. Yeah,
I don't mean to
Uh,
shame.
on a bad week, yeah,
Uh-huh.
it might dwindle down to one visit during the week, but yeah, man, I like to wear it more often, but it sucks because I get home and I have to charge it and I can't put it back on because then it's gonna die on me. But anyways, long way of saying that I'm kind of leaning to maybe trying to replace this thing. I started watching some YouTube videos and it does look a little complicated, and I'm a little worried that I'm gonna break this thing and I'm not gonna get the touch screen to work right. The gasket's not gonna seal, so it's not gonna be
Too
watertight.
complicated, man.
It does look a little complicated, but you know, quick story. I replaced my PlayStation controller battery not too long ago. I don't think I ever mentioned it, but the PlayStation 5 battery was getting kind of iffy where I would be able to game for maybe like 3 hours and then not consecutively, but like on a weekend, and the battery would die. And I'm like, man, this thing sucks, man. It's always dying on me. It doesn't last too long. Even the one I was playing with this morning, I got up like around 5, started gaming. Alana got up. We started getting breakfast going at 7. So I was gaming for maybe an hour and a half, 2. And the battery already gave me a notification that it was low. And it was fully charged when I started. So I'm like, man, this really sucks. Anyways, so I replaced the battery and it works a lot better. The controller works great. It has a longer battery life, and I'm super happy and content. And that one was a little challenging because you have to take all these parts apart, all these
It
pieces
just
apart.
doesn't snap into place. It's like open a little bit on one side.
Well, when I did put it back, I had an extra screw or two, Andy, but no,
You're like, fuck.
but no, the PlayStation 1 went back together pretty easy. And in a difficulty chart from 1 to 10, I would say the PlayStation was maybe a 2 or a 3. Um, this Apple Watch looks a little more intensive. It looks more like a 6 or a 7 in difficultiness. Um, but I don't know. Maybe I'm rolling off of the confidence from the PlayStation that I think I could do this, man. I think I could make it work. But I'm not sure. I'm
How
still
much is the
looking.
battery?
I was just Googling it this morning, and it's like 25 to $30
Oh
for a
yeah,
replacement.
they're gonna charge you like 200 to put the battery in there.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've looked and
You
yeah,
looked
they're like
into it? What are you?
yeah,
What? Yeah,
they're like 200-300 bucks to
yeah.
get them replaced. And for an Apple Watch 4, Andy, I'm like, ah, man, maybe if I'm spending 200 bucks, I might as well just buy a new
Yeah, that's
watch.
what I'm saying. The new one is what, like 3 or 4?
Yeah, I think it's 3 if you get like
Yeah.
that SE one, the low res one. But yeah, if you get the new mainline one, it's like 500 bucks. But I'm like, man, that's a lot of money. I didn't even spend that much for the 4. I mean, I bought this thing for like 150 bucks.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, man. I'm kind of riding on my high from the PlayStation controller, kind of contemplating this Apple Watch repair. So for all you guys out there, let me know. Reach out to us, ffnquestion@gmail.com. Let me know if I should repair my watch or if I should just get a new one and don't even contemplate it. So yeah, let me know. But guys, I think that's enough gabbing for us. Let's jump into our article of the week. All right, guys. So I found this article a few weeks ago. I sent that out to the group, and the headline, it's from Fox News. It's food feud. Women blow up at boyfriend over his reaction to her home cooked meals. This article's from August 8th, so not too long ago. Um, and I'll just read a little bit here, but read it for the full details. It's just a little bit crazy. So, a woman received an outpouring of support after revealing that her boyfriend of 5 years rarely compliments her home cooked meals, yet gushes over takeout and leftovers from work. This caused a huge blowout between them, she said on Reddit, and sparked a debate online too. So that's the basic gist. she's upset that the guy doesn't give her like a kudos, like, man, this meal is delicious, stuff like that. But I guess when he brings stuff in from work or leftovers, or, you know, they go to like a restaurant and bring leftovers back, he's just like, oh man, this is delicious. So she gets kind of nasty, sparks it onto Reddit how he never compliments. And it just sparked a bunch of back and forth, a bunch of supporters for her, a bunch of supporters for him, going back and forth, just like everything. If you put it on social media, everybody has an opinion. But yeah, man, uh, after reading this, I gotta say, I've been trying more and more to compliment my wife if I like the food. But yeah, I guess I could kind of fall into this issue as well as this guy where sometimes you get a little complacent and you forget to mention if the food is good or delicious. Um, is this did this resonate with you, Andy, Noel? Uh, I know Noel that um, you get a lot of home cooked meals from my mom. Is it something where every time she cooks something, you're like, "Oh man, this is delicious, thank you," or do you just kind of fall complacent and don't really mention anything?
To be honest, I don't really eat as many home cooked meals that she would make as much as when I was younger. Oftentimes when I come home from work, I'll just make my own stuff, like some eggs and turkey or whatever, potatoes. But on occasion, yeah, she'll make some stuff, tamales, like a specialty, or like some pastry stuff like empanadas. And yeah, I definitely tell her like this is good or whatever. I don't. She doesn't really she doesn't really handle compliments that well. Like it doesn't affect her, right? It'll affect her if you say somebody else's food is good. If you're like, oh, this other person's tamales is good, that will affect her that in a negative way. But necessarily giving her a compliment like these are good, she just doesn't even react sometimes. It's just like, I know,
It's a
kind of thing.
generational thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
What
know,
about you, Noel? Andy, do you fall into this trap where you don't compliment your wife's
nah,
cooking?
I mean, you're generally, when my wife makes dinner, I'm always like, oh, thank you. You know, it was good. Just to say, yeah, like the acknowledgement, the effort to make the food for you. But I'm never, I don't know. It's just with food lately, especially with the way in America, it's just so weird. I mean, people try so many to cook stuff, like all this fancy stuff, and I always tell my wife, just keep it simple, like ground beef, some chicken with some rice, like just keep it simple because she works, I work. We got Andy, the baby, the kid to deal with. And generally, I'm like, so anything she makes is good. I'll eat it. Once in a while, like I'm never like, I don't like this or whatever. I mean, and then, but yeah, just the reading the article. I think there's a therapist and there goes, oh, this person feels entitled. Again, that's why I go to the generational thing. They want to hear some type of
Like
feedback,
validation?
honest, validate, and they want you to be honest. So even if you shit on it, because they want to be in argumentative with you, something. So that's why it's like, oh, it's good, thank you. And like she's like, I guess she's expecting. To me, is how I look at it. She wants you to be negative so you could fight, because sometimes women just want to argue with you and fight. So that's what I thought initially, but now she's like overthinking this. Like, why is he just saying it's okay? Like, what the fuck? And you're just looking for a reason to be confrontational almost. And even if you do tell him it's good, she's just like she doesn't believe him. So, uh, and then he's like getting excited when he like, look what they bought us for lunch at work. Like, damn, this shit's fucking amazing. And then all it could be is just like pizza or something. We don't know, but she's probably thinking like, this motherfucker don't get excited for my food. What the fuck? And so like it's almost like, I don't want to say a jealousy thing, but yeah, I don't know. It's I think she wants appreciation like all partners do when your wife, husbands, they want some appreciation, especially women. They want that validation, as Danny said, because uh, it's I think it's like a men woman thing. Men just, you could eat a fucking cold pizza and have some beers, and you're like, this is fucking good.
Right. No, no, I think that that is true. Sometimes you just need a response back. For me, I'm good with like, yeah, that was okay. I don't need it to be like, oh man, that was delicious, the greatest. I made breakfast burritos the other day, and I don't need my wife to tell me like, oh man, that was the most delicious breakfast burrito I've had in a while. All I need is like, yeah, it was okay, or no, that was really good. Uh, is fine with me. And yeah, do I want her to be super honest? I don't think so, man. I don't need her, I think, to tell me that it sucked unless she really doesn't want me to do it again. Uh, I think like a good offhand comment of, yeah, I needed a little more salt or it was a little cold or something would kind of deter me from probably making it again.
Yeah, like last night, I took out some steaks in the morning at the Frost. I was gonna grill, and then we had that fucking monsoon all last night. So I had to improvise. So I cut them up into taco meat and I threw them in a pan, and all salt, pepper, and some seasonings. And then I told my wife, like, here, this is usually on Saturdays we order out or I cook something, and I made that. And I'm like, let's make steak quesadillas. So that's what we had. And afterwards, I heat up the meat, and she turned them into quesadillas, and we had it with sour cream and the salsa. And I was like, "How was it?" And she was like, "To me, it was like okay." And she was just like, "Yeah, it's fine." I'm like, I wasn't like, "Man, what the fuck?" I need her to say she loved it, but it is
Yeah.
what it is. I'm like, we had to improvise. Like, I really wanted like steak and some fucking potatoes or some fries, but on the grill, but we couldn't make that happen.
Yeah, man. I think in this generation, people are becoming more sensitive. And I was actually having a conversation about this with my family. Um, so there was an event, not to like deviate too much, but there was an event last night. Our family got together. I actually didn't, was not able to make it, so I didn't go. A few other people didn't go either. And so they, after people got back and they were telling me like, yeah, you missed out or whatever. I'm like, it's all right. No big deal. It's like, well, if you ever have an event and people don't go, are you gonna feel bad? I'm like, I actually won't. Because like we have that just mutual understanding. Like if I can't make it, there's a reason. And if I have an event and you can't make it, there's a reason. It's not like we dislike each other or anything like that. It's just, it is what it is, like whatever reason that might be. And I don't get in my feelings. I don't get hurt by it. So I don't expect others to either. And I would hope that that's the case. But sometimes, people are more sensitive. And in this case, we don't have enough context, so I can't really judge it too much. I don't know what this guy does. Is he an asshole or is she? I don't know enough information on is he walking around eggshells and in his own home worried about what he's gonna say that's gonna trigger her? Or is it just maybe he doesn't show any appreciation and this is just the final straw kind of situation? It's hard to know without more context, but it does seem like it's a minor thing to blow up about. I think if you communicate effectively and you communicate that it does bother you, maybe he can do something about it, or maybe he could communicate back to her like, "Hey, you might just need to ease up on that sensitivity about this." Because sometimes, people work hard and they don't always get thank yous. I'm sure all you guys, you and Andy, you guys both work hard. Do you guys get thank yous every day? Every day you go to work? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. And if you didn't, does that mean you're going to be sensitive and feel a certain way? Probably not. You're just going to do what you got to do. And that wife, she's going to do what she's got to do. She's going to have to keep cooking for this guy that she married. And, that's just going to be something they have to work through.
Yeah, I think that's true. But at the same time, I know that when I do cook, because Alana does the majority of the cooking, but when I do cook, I do try to put effort into it. I do try to do it well. So I hope that they enjoy it. But if they didn't, I don't think it would hurt my feelings. So just like Andy pivoted last night with his dinner thoughts, if it came out kind of like shit, I would hope that at least the effort would come across, and that would be the best part that, at least somebody cooked for me and tried to have me enjoy a dinner.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. It's like food is such it's a communal thing, you know. Um, in American society, I mean, especially around the world too, everybody comes together, they eat, and you know, generally, people like it, they eat, and you notice when you have a party what people didn't touch and what people liked, what they don't. Usually, there's like the fucking salad and vegetables. There's always leftover salad and vegetables, but um, it's just so different. It's a different thing, and again, I think that's like a couple thing too, where man woman thing, where women. I forgot. I think guys are more visual and women are more with listening to hearing, right? That whole thing, and they need to hear some of those responses. And the other thing, they all say they want you to be honest, but that could be hard. So that's why guys are just like, it's fine, thank you.
No, yeah, for sure. I've have read and seen stuff like that, where they need to hear the affirmation a little bit more,
Hmm.
and I'm cool with that too. I do try to thank yous and give some feedback, as if I like it or not, or if there's something that I would like different. But I try not to say it as far criticism. I maybe say, "Oh, that was really good. I wonder how it would be with some spinach in it, and if that would make it pop a little more." And I'll say stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we should be able to express our opinions, I think, without having to worry about somebody blowing up, you know. Honesty and communication, I think that would be the key to a successful relationship. That's what I would assume. Um, in this particular case, again, without enough context, it's hard for me to judge in that situation, but I would hope that he can say he likes pizza or whatever he brought from work and not be able to have to worry about getting somebody blowing up about it. You should be able to like stuff, right? It doesn't always,
Well, obviously, it bothered her because he said like, "Ooh, yum." So that's the whole hearing thing or whatever, and that's why she's upset. Like, you don't get like that with my food. She's just like, it's
yeah.
okay.
Again, without more context, it's just hard because is that always the case? Maybe he said it's okay on one occasion. Maybe he said it was amazing before that, but she only heard the okay because that's the negative part, or that's you know what I mean? Like sometimes
Yeah.
people fixate and they try to, like you said, they try to find something to be dramatic about. So it's hard to say without more context, but I think in any healthy relationship, you should just be able to communicate without having to blow up, right? So hopefully, for others out there, you can express your thoughts without being afraid. But that wraps things up for today, guys. We want to thank you all for joining us on the Freeform Network for another one here. If you're not already, please follow us on X at FFR Podcast. And if you have any questions or suggestions, the email to drop that is ffnquestions@gmail.com. From Freeform Radio, my name is Noel, and we have Daniel.
Heck yeah, man! Go Bears! About to heat up some wings and watch this game.
For sure, man. And we got Andy.
It's all good, Andy. I want to thank you guys for listening and send those recipes that will wow us and not just say it's okay. We don't want okay ones. We want to get wowed for football season.
Yeah, we'll all be having that yummy foods pretty soon. Well, anyway, we wish you all a great night and a beautiful tomorrow.
That was cool, Dad.